What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm doing my 2023 MLB postseason bracket, so let's hop into it. And first things first, I do want to say thank y'all so much for 800 subscribers. It really means a lot to me. And if you like baseball and sports in general, please consider subscribing because at 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a $100 Fanatics gift card giveaway. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe. And I'll have details on how to enter that giveaway at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's hop straight into this bracket. And the Orioles and the Astros in the American League over here got first round buys for being the top two seeds, and the Braves and the Dodgers in the National League got buys for being the top two seeds. So that means our first matchup over here will be between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Texas Rangers. And I do want to apologize for not doing this on the MLB bracket challenge site. I messed up that bracket, so I will be having to do this on bracket fights. So if that bothers you, I'm sorry, but it really isn't that big of a deal. So yeah, we have the Rays and the Rangers right here in a best of three series. And Texas did win the regular season series between these two games, 4 games to 2. And the Rays kind of scare me a little bit because I see a lot of last year's team in this team. So they got off to a really hot start this year, setting the record for most consecutive wins to open a season. And I want to say they were like, what, 15, 16 and 0, which was just crazy. And they jumped out to a huge divisional lead. But then towards the end of the season, they kind of just sizzled out. They let Baltimore win the division. And it just kind of was giving me some reminders of how this team did last year. They started off last year really hot, kind of sizzled out towards the end, and then lost to Cleveland in the wild card round last year. And then Texas, on the other hand, is one of those surprise teams this year that I didn't really expect them to do good, but here they are. They made the playoffs. They almost won the division, but Houston won it in the last game. And in this best of three series, I do think the Rangers will get the better of the Rays. They won the regular season series, which I know doesn't mean anything, but they still had their number. And I do think it'll take all 3 games, but I do have the Rangers beating the Rays right here and moving on to the divisional series. And then down here, we have the Minnesota Twins against the Toronto Blue Jays. And it's funny, even though the Blue Jays are the 6th seed and the Minnesota Twins are the 3 seed, the Blue Jays actually had a better record than the Twins. The Blue Jays finished with an 89-73 record, and Minnesota finished with an 87-75. The AL Central was definitely the worst division in all of baseball last year, but still, that division had to send somebody to the playoffs. So the Twins made the playoffs. And I do think the Blue Jays will get the better of the Twins. They did tie the regular season series 3 games to 3 games. So these teams were pretty evenly matched. But I do think Toronto will get the better of Minnesota right here and win this game and move on to the divisional series to take on the Houston Astros. Then we have the Baltimore Orioles against the Texas Rangers, and these two teams actually split their regular season series as well, 3 games to 3 games. And Baltimore did have that wild card round bye. The Rangers, they beat the Rays in the wild card. And I do think that rest kind of puts Baltimore at a disadvantage as they might have some rust to knock off, just kind of getting back in the swing of things. And so if Texas can hop out and get the first couple of games in the series, I feel like that puts the Orioles in a really bad spot. But still, this is a best of 5 series. And I do think the Orioles, in the end, will come out on top in all 5 games. And I have them winning this series 3 games to 2. So the Orioles right here move on. Then we have the Houston Astros, which, shocker, they made it back to the playoffs. What a bunch of cheaters. And they did win their division. They're looking for their second World Series win in as many years. They're looking to go back to back. And they got the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays actually won the regular season series against the Astros 4 games to 3. Not that that really matters, but still, they did have a leg up on them in the regular season. And I think there will be some upsets in this postseason. And I think this is going to be one of those games. I think the Blue Jays will get the better of the Astros. Also, I think this will take all 5 games, but I think the Blue Jays just kind of carry their momentum from the sweep of the Minnesota Twins. They go into Houston, and there will be games in Toronto as well, but still, they take it to the Astros, and they knock them out of the playoffs right here, making the American League Championship Series a battle of 2 bird-themed teams. But anyway, let's move over to the National League before I get into who's going to win the American League. And like I said before, the Braves and the Dodgers got first-round buys for being the top 2 teams. So that means the first matchup will be between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. So it will be a divisional matchup from the NL East. And the Phillies, much like last year, really turned it up in the second half of the season, playing really good baseball towards the end, making the playoffs, carrying that momentum. They made it all the way to the World Series where they did lose to the Astros last year. So they're looking to rebound. They have the division rival, the Miami Marlins, who definitely surprised me this year. I definitely did not think they were going to make the postseason. And Miami did actually win the regular season series between these two teams 7 games to 6. But even though they won, it was neck and neck. And I do think the Phillies, they're playing really good baseball right now. Trey Turner found his groove. Kyle Schwarber, even though he's not batting, he doesn't have a really good batting average, he still is definitely a deep ball threat. And I definitely think the Phillies just have a lot more firepower than the Miami Marlins. And I think the Phillies will probably just sweep Miami right out of the playoffs in 2 games. So the Phillies move on to the divisional series. Then we have the Milwaukee Brewers against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the Diamondbacks actually won the regular season series against the Brewers this year, 4 games to 2. So they definitely had a leg up on the Brewers. And I do think this is another one of those upsets where the number 6 seed goes in and beats the number 3 seed. I do think this will take all 3 of the wild card games. But I do have the Arizona Diamondbacks shocking the world once again with a win right here over the Brewers. And then in the NLDS, both matchups are going to be between divisional rivals. We got the Braves and the Phillies and the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. And the Braves, the best team in baseball last year, they got talent all around the ball, just a bunch of playmakers. The Phillies really not far behind, and I think this will go all 5 games as well. And it's really a toss-up of who's going to win this game, but I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt right here to the Braves. I think they, like I said, they were the best team in baseball this regular season. I have no reason to doubt that they won't continue their great play into the postseason. So I do think the Braves will beat the Phillies. Then we have the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers won the NL West. They beat the Diamondbacks in the regular season series 8 games to 5. And the Dodgers, always a really good team. They seem like they always get 100 plus wins in the season. So I do think the Dodgers will beat the Diamondbacks right here. I think the Diamondbacks Cinderella story comes to an end as the Dodgers move on to take on the Braves in the NLCS. Then moving over to the American League, we have the Baltimore Orioles against the Toronto Blue Jays, a matchup of 2 American League East teams. And I think the Baltimore Orioles are going to go all the way. I do think they will beat the Toronto Blue Jays right here. And I don't think it's going to take 7 games. And I think Baltimore is going to get the job done in 5, maybe 6 games. The Orioles owned the regular season series between these 2 games, winning 10 out of their 13 matchups. So I think that dominance over the Blue Jays just continues right here in the postseason as the Orioles make the World Series right here. So back over to the National League, we have the Atlanta Braves against the Los Angeles Dodgers. And in the regular season, these two teams, the Braves did win the regular season series 4 games to 3, but still they were hard fought matchups, and these two teams are pretty much neck and neck. All 3 teams remaining at this point, the Orioles, the Braves, the Dodgers, all won 100 plus games last year. And this is another one of those coin flips where it's like the Dodgers could very easily beat the Braves and make it to the World Series. The Braves could very easily beat the Dodgers and make it to the World Series. It'll be a very good matchup. I have no doubt. And I think this series will go all the way to that 7th game. Who's going to win it? I could just close my eyes, eeny, meeny, miny, moe it. So yeah, I'm having trouble picking this matchup. I do think the Braves are a super talented team. I know the Dodgers are a super talented team. So this could really go either way. But I do think the Braves will get the better of the Dodgers right here and make it back to the World Series to take on the Baltimore Orioles. So we have the Baltimore Orioles against the Atlanta Braves in the World Series. The Braves did win the World Series back in 2021. The Orioles are a young team. The Braves are also a relatively young team, but they do have some postseason and World Series experience. And I do think the Braves will beat the Orioles right here in the World Series in 6 games. And the Orioles season comes to a disappointing end, losing in the World Series to the Atlanta Braves. So this is my 2023 MLB postseason bracket. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you have going to the World Series, who you have winning, and down in the comments. Let me know. So I will be doing the giveaway over on my Instagram. I'll have the link down in the description. It is on my About page, just on my YouTube channel. So you could go to it that way as well. But it'll be down in the description. And I'll have this post up right here. So all you have to do to enter the giveaway is like the post. If you follow me and comment on that post, you can get 2 additional entries. So everybody can get 3 entries into this giveaway. And then I'll just be putting all the names into a random name generator. And then whoever's name pops out will get the gift card. But that won't happen until I hit 1,000 subscribers, and then maybe like a week or so after. That way everybody has a chance to enter. So that is how I'll be doing the giveaway. So yeah, head over to the Instagram, like that post, comment, follow for additional entries, and that is how that giveaway will work. But yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your thoughts on this bracket down below. Have a good day. I'll catch you with another video. God bless.